Hey, hi, and welcome to another weekly connection. And here we are at the lake, which is, my favorite spot. And we've had monsoon every night, so that's kind of interesting, but good, but very good, because we're getting like an inch every rainfall. So I'm here with Lord Mahay, Lord Katumi, and all the crew, and a lot of the karmic board, because we're going to talk about the children today, the young ones that have been coming in. And really, all of you are star children, meaning you came in here with a purpose and to be part of this transition that we're experiencing. But not all star children become light seeds, because they get lost a little bit. So the children, interestingly enough, especially since the turn of the century, are particularly in tune with making change. And I'm distracted by all the hawks in the sky. But anyway, they're particularly in tune with needing change on planet Earth and with increasing our higher vibration. In 1987, we had the harmonic convergence, and that kind of set the spot. The turn of the century was the first one, and now it was 1987, and here we are in the throes of it. But the children that are coming up are the ones that are going to bring the vibration and the mother vibration to the planet to make change. So I always call us the pioneers. We were the pioneers that came in and worked off tons of karma. And, my generation was into, women's liberation, civil rights, and a lot of protesting. So anyway, but we changed the paradigm, and that was what was important. I mean, women working couldn't get any job they wanted. There was a certain niche, and you had to fall into that. Otherwise, you were very, very weird. And that's not true today. My generation chose careers, and not just to be housewives and moms, which there's nothing wrong with that, of course. The point being that I remember going to the bank, and the teller and the whoever the person was at the other side of the desk saying, "So, is your father, or you're too young to have a husband? Who's going to co-sign on this checking account for you? Has to be a man." And I kind of, being the girl that I am, protested that greatly, and I was able to get my damn checking account. Because there was no law that said that. It was just procedure. So we have come a very, very long way from where we were when I was 16. So now, if you're a child, then it's the same because you're still doing it, but the older star children and light seeds are here to hold this energy and propel this energy forward, so that the youth, that those that come after us, can carry on in a very, very light manner, lighter than that of which we chose to do. So let's do our meditation. And we want to, as we're doing this meditation, it's very important that we connect into the earth and to the mother and feel her vibration as we bring it up our back, right, to shower out our head, so that it can be felt in our whole aura and throughout the collective consciousness. So we're going to do that because it's really important that we start focusing into the earth. And you've got to really hold on these days. I was having a talk with some ancient ones this morning about how hard it is with the vibration that the planet is right now, even with your entire toolbox, to be able to hold your center and stay in love. Because of course the focus, of those that are not coming from love is to get you in fear. And so we really need to use all of our tools now, because so many people I see are falling into fear. And we can't do that. You don't want to do that at this stage of the game. You've come too far. So do your meditations, use your light, use your ascension oil. And I forgot this stuff. Lord, hey, you're supposed to remind me. All right, so let's spray our aura with the aura cleanse. This really helps me when I get gitchy. And I'll just spray it around. I'll spray my space in case I kind of pewed on anything. And it really helps to just kind of clear out whatever those not so great thoughts were. And we all get them. Sometimes we just get gitchy. I just get like, and you got to shut that up, you know? So you want to shut it up as soon as it starts. The cosmic thrust oil, we're going to take 1 drop. And you're going to rub it in your hands. Bring it up into your aura. Take a deep breath in. This connects you heaven and earth. It's a 15-second meditation that gives you that little extra oompa at your solar plexus, because the collective consciousness is a little, you know, actually there's some of the collective consciousness is really, you can feel it rising above it. So I do want you to know that. But the lower 3D, which is very, very loud and hard not to hear, is where you have all of this fear and hatred and just amazing amounts of anger. And the anger is coming from their fear and holding on to a paradigm that is falling apart. So we have to be compassionate to that in order to move up over it. All right? So here we go. So we're bringing in that light from source, and it's coming in down the front of you. That lovely, warm, yellow, sticky, viscous light. And it comes all the way down into your feet, out your feet, and into the earth, to the mother. Oh, and that feels so good. And you now put your feet all the way into the grid and wrap yourself around the mother's grid. That's going to help you in all these storms that we're having. And I don't mean monsoons. And we bring it up the back of us with an essence of the mother in it. And it comes up back to source and around again. And we just do that orbit. We just do that orbit. That's good. Now, we bring it up the back, and it waterfalls out our chakras. And we feel it saturating our aura, the well of the mother. Very important. Get that one strong, because that's the one that's going to keep you in compassion while all the crazies are running around. And it's not over for the crazies yet. I'm so sorry to tell you that. And I know it's hard to take, but you must keep that compassion toward those that do not see the light yet. It's extremely important. You know, you can't see what you can't see. You know, I was describing some people on a paddleboard yesterday. Now I can't see the people, right? But there was this dog, and he was this gorgeous lime green, and he was so happy. And this man was orange. And I'm like, and I could tell he was a man, even though I couldn't see him, because I could see the silhouette of light. And I'm like, oh dear, he should be blue or green, you know, happy to be on the lake, doing all that. But he wasn't. Something was really bothering him and upsetting him, and he was just taking it out on his paddleboard, and this dog was like, da 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 da, you know. So we need to be more like the puppy, you know, where we are not being dragged into all of the crazies of everyday life. And so I sent him some love, and I'm like, I hope that when you get around that bend, you know, your color gets a little lighter. You worked out whatever you're trying to work out, fella. So it's really important not to get dragged down into the lower vibration. So he was orange, which meant that he was holding on to something in limited thought and dictate, something that he thought should be a certain way. We've all done that, but we can't let ourselves run around in life that way. We have to let go of those limited thoughts every time they come up and piss you off. That's a great opportunity for you to let it go. So we're going to saturate that root aura, and just get rid of all of that old DNA response that responds in fear and anger, and just let it saturate that. And then we're going to get to the sacral aura, and we're going to really bam that, because that's where all of those dictates are. This is how it should be, doggone it, it's how it's always been, and it's always going to be that way, and I got news for you, it's not. Nothing is ever always the same, because this is Earth. Actually, it's that way everywhere. Doesn't matter what dimension you're in. Nothing is ever always the same. Change is something you can count on, you can be sure of. You're going to have change. So we saturated that, and we're going to go up here to conscious use of power so that we can release ourselves from any conflict that we're having. And that will be better for us to be able to have compassion for those that don't yet understand. And then we go into the conscious use of power, and the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is where we connect into the connective consciousness, right? So now I want to use this oil. I'll get my act together. All right. And we put it on our third eye, and we smell it on our nose. And that allows us to feel that energy, particularly here where we are in the solar plexus, where we can start to be that radiant of light, so that when people see our aura, they see love, and we reduce any conflict. If you're on the planet, stuff happens, but the point is that when you're vibrating at a good vibration, you can reduce that. There are things that we are working out all the time, some big, some small. But you use your tools to get through those things. So then we get into the empathic shield. So here it is. No judgment, love, kindness, and compassion for every single person on the planet, even a nitwit. And I'm saying that in a non-judgmental way. I'm saying it to describe what we're talking about. Even someone that we think just doesn't know anything. And they may not know anything, and that doesn't matter to you. And then we bring it up into our heart, because now we're going to radiate that love to those people that don't know anything, so that they do. Because if we start judging them, and we start going, why are they, then we're not helping anyone, and we've actually brought our vibration back to 3D. So we want to be very, very sure to bring our vibration up into the heart and keep it into the heart. And the conscious intent, which we're going to be talking a lot about in the next several videos, is that manifestation. When we are able to no longer judge, things really open up for you. And now you're pulling away from 3D limitations, the veil. And you're opening it up to manifesting the world that we really, really want. One of love, kindness, and compassion. So when it's in your throat, it shows that self-awareness, so that you express yourself in the throat in that way. And then your third eye beams, right, front and back. You should always make sure your third eye beams in the front and the back. That back part is important, right? And it just radiates confidence and understanding. And then your crown chakra goes, yeah, I'm a star child and I'm a light seed. Come on board. Have some light. Munch and crunch that gold light. I'm happy to do that for you, because I get the most out of being a light seed. You get the most evolution in this life as being a life seed and doing life, a light seed, and doing these meditations. Keeping yourself from going into fear and anger. And then you go into your telepathic notch, which is waiting for you to be non-judgmental, which is waiting for you to become telepathic and connected to the whole. And that is where we are in Christ consciousness and cosmic consciousness, whichever one you call it. And that's what we're after. And we waterfall that out. And make sure you wear a good shield. Make sure you wear at least 18 inches and bam it with that light. Saturate it hard with light. Make it zizzy so the people can munch and crunch all they want and you've got plenty left. And then if you do have a magic moment and you do feel a little judgmental or angry or whatever, and that happens, make sure it's for a very short time. And watch on the screen and reflect to understand, right? So when you have that understanding, then you don't tend to judge anymore. And that's your job. So you wear this shield 24/7 without pause. And just make sure you amp it up morning and night so that it's as strong as it can be. And you teach the empathic shield to children and to the young people in the world. A lot of these are young adults now, thank God, because now they're coming into society and making a change in our world. And we are so grateful to them because they are coming in with already a changed DNA structure where ours is going to change the long way. They came in the short way. But that's okay because we need their vibration just like they need ours. So I want you to connect with the youth and the energy of this planet as we're shifting. We're going to go through a lot of bumpies with the sun and everything. Just ride the wave and we'll be fine. I love you all and I'll see you next week. And you should be getting an email about a workshop that I'm doing at the end of October, which is a study course. It's 4 weekends, 4 Sundays for a couple of hours. And I'm just going to kind of teach you all the stuff that I can't get into the weekly connections. So be sure to like me and subscribe to me. All right? Because, you know, that's what we do. And I love you. And I'll see you next time.